You give yourselves up without a struggle, we'll try and make things easier for you.
And if not, you may be severely pummeled about the head and shoulder.
The superhero at number 3 is still just as influential in the 21st century as he was when he first spread his cape over the streets of Gotham City in 1939.
With no question, my favorite superhero as a kid was Batman, because he was human.
Here's the character of a young boy whose wealthy, happy family was taken away from him, lost his mom and his dad, and then he became this avenging vigilante.
He had a giant cave under his house, and I thought that would be so cool. And it wasn't until years later that I realized that his relationship with Robin was wholly inappropriate.
Holy heart failure!
In 1966, Batman truly exploded in American pop culture, thanks to a self-spoofing TV series that hooked both kids and adults with its satiric, psychedelic style.
Just looking, thanks. I'll stand at the bar. I shouldn't wish to attract attention.
Most comic book fans think the TV Batman ruined the comic book world for years and years and years, but it's closer to the real comic books than people would want to admit.
In 1989, filmmaker Tim Burton redefined The Dark Knight, taking inspiration from the grim graphic novels of former Marvel artist Frank Miller.
When Tim Burton decided to bring some darkness to it, finally, Dark Knight had the treatment that he deserved.
Tim was really into the Frank Miller Batman thing, and knew it and understood it much more than I did. He had the vision of it, and the look of it, and the images and the tone of it.
Unfortunately, the Cape Crusader sequels that followed were less well received. And putting a codpiece and nipples on the Batsuit for 1997's Batman and Robin may have created the ultimate wardrobe malfunction.
I always thought that Clooney should have been the perfect Bruce Wayne. Unfortunately, they cast him in one of the worst Batman movies of all time.
Let that be an object lesson in the dangers of tampering with the laws of Mother Nature.
Brooding anti-heroes may be trendy, but Spawn, Hellboy, and Blade combined couldn't take down the character who first made superheroes a national obsession.
It's a plane! It's Superman!
As created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, the sons of Jewish immigrants, Superman himself was the ultimate immigrant.
It's funny to think that they tried for 6 years to sell Superman, and the editor said, it's just too fantastic. No kid is going to believe a character who can lift a car over his head or leap over buildings. June 1938, Action 1 comes out, and within a year, Superman had transformed an entire industry.
Superman was so perfect. Just those abs. I mean, God. The blue and the red and the yellow all coming together over those. I'm starting to sound very gay, aren't I?
During the Great Depression and World War II, Superman was the most famous fictional symbol of truth and justice. So it's even more amazing that Siegel and Shuster first envisioned Superman as a supervillain. By the time they sold the character for a whopping $130 to Action Comics, Superman was on the right side of the law and an icon of American strength. Here was a guy who could beat both Lex Luthor and Adolf Hitler.
He could fly, stop bullets. He looked fantastic in tights. And those tights were just a little bit too tight. So Superman got a whole lot of super things going on.
I remember having a red pair of tight Speedo-like trunks and putting them on over my mother's blue tights. And then I cut it out of cardboard, the Superman chest logo, and put it on a blue sweatshirt. And then I tied a red towel around my neck or pinned it to my shoulders.
It's an interesting character because he's really three characters. He's the Clark Kent from the farm, he's the affected Clark Kent who works at the Daily Planet, and he's Superman, the last son of Krypton.
No, I don't believe it.
And these are three very, different characters.
He actually has to downplay his abilities and so that the rest of us can actually relate to him, because really, at the end of the day, if he was just Superman, I'd hate this guy. Every girl would want Superman. He'd be getting laid all the time.
Oh, Superman, you were wonderful.
You're pretty wonderful yourself.
Oh.
My favorite superhero was Superman. Played so brilliantly, I thought, by Christopher Reeve.
Richard Donner did a brilliant job on the first Superman movie. I thought the second Superman movie was good too. Unfortunately, they went downhill after that.
Over the last decade, Superman also found new powers on television. He was domesticated into Lois Lane's husband in the tongue-in-cheek Lois and Clark, and he became the ultimate adolescent outsider on the WB drama Smallville. And in 2005, X-Men director Bryan Singer reinvigorated the franchise once again by launching production on the feature Superman Returns, starring Brandon Routh as the Man of Steel.
It's an opportunity and a responsibility, and I was very adamant about casting an unknown, and I found a wonderful guy, and Brandon Routh. To embody all the expectations is quite a task. So to me, it goes from being, wow, childhood dream realized, to, wow, big job ahead.
Superman started a genre which has continued to this day. The projection of super abilities onto human characters. And to me, everything dribbles down from Superman.
I didn't even get a chance to thank him.
Up next, it's time to finally unmask the world's ultimate superhero.
This Tuesday, watch Bravo's Tuesday Night Reality Check. Their drama, our reality. An all-new season of Queer Eye with world champion straight guys? Check.
Let's bring out the socks!
An all-new season of Blowout with all-new blow-ups? Check.
Get it done or you're out!
Every Tuesday, 2 all-new seasons of The Fierce and The Fabulous.
Luckily, I brought my Louis Vuitton diaper bag.
The Tuesday Night Reality Check starts Tuesday at 9/8 Central. Their drama, our reality.
Only on Bravo.
Watch what happens.
Yes!
Wow, these appliances are as high-tech as it gets.
We've got just the place for them.
What are you doing in my house?
This'll go great in your place, too.
Find high-tech appliances at Best Buy, like Whirlpool Duet. And now get free delivery on major appliance purchases $359 and up. Best Buy, thousands of possibilities. Get yours.
At last, ice cream that takes health to heart. What's not to love? New Breyer's Heart Smart Ice Cream. Rich, creamy taste that's 98% fat-free. Now that's smart.
If you took away the labels, which beer would you choose? We believe you'd choose a beer with golden-rich flavor that goes down smooth. We believe you'd choose a Miller Genuine Draft. Because we're more concerned with what goes in the bottle than what goes on it. Miller, good call.
Hiding from blemishes at my age? No way.
Aveeno Clear Complexion Foaming Cleanser is designed for your adult skin with a proven blemish fighter plus moisture-rich soy, so you never have to hide. Clear Complexion Foaming Cleanser from Aveeno.
At Lexus, we developed an air purification system that uses ultraviolet technology and micron filters to help eliminate any odors and airborne irritants from the cabin, even pollen. Because we don't want anything, no matter how small, to spoil your drive.
Introducing Ortho Weed Be Gone Max. So revolutionary, it targets and kills the toughest weeds without harming your lawn. Weed Be Gone Max sprayed here. Ordinary weed killer here. Only Weed Be Gone Max has a foaming action and weed targeting formula for total root kill. So it killed the weeds, but not the grass. The ordinary weed killer didn't target anything, so it killed everything. New Ortho Weed Be Gone Max kills weeds, not lawns, guaranteed.
Ambassador, actor,
I love a challenge.
and the wildest Oscar winner we know.
I just speak very bluntly.
Sunday on an all-new Inside the Actors Studio.
Angelina Jolie.
Star of the new film Mr. and Mrs. Smith tells all.
I mean, do you really want me to get into this? Because I can.
And it's too much for James Lipton.
Shocked. We're shocked.
All new Inside the Actors Studio. Sunday at 8/7 Central, only on Bravo. Watch what happens.
Superman may have the world's coolest superpowers, and 007 may possess the best gadgets this side of sharper image, but when it comes to originality, merchandising power, multimedia success, and flat-out Halloween costume coolness, no one can top a hero who proves the power of stick-to-itiveness. At number 1, Spider-Man. When former Marvel Comics errand boy turned story editor Stan Lee pitched Spider-Man to his boss, he nearly got thrown out of the office. America hates bugs, the boss said. But from the start, there was more to Spider-Man than sticky fingers.
Spider-Man, or Peter Parker, is somebody that virtually any young reader can identify with. He didn't get along well with girls, particularly. He had dandruff, he had acne. I gave him all the ills that flesh is heir to.
My favorite superhero is Spider-Man because he was a troubled kid. He wasn't an invincible adult. And he wore long johns, and I had long johns, so I felt a connection.
Oh boy.
All of a sudden, characters like Spider-Man were being created who had real personal problems.
I understood his issues, you know, being a nerd and not be able to tell people that he was a superhero.
Spider-Man's the most humanistic superhero there is. Very charismatic and sweet, and he's a little dorky.
I think there is a Peter Parker in all of us.
1 year after the Batman TV show premiered, Spider-Man was spinning tales of his own on a 1967 cartoon series. For the next 20 years, he was rarely off television. In 1978, Spidey starred in his own live-action TV show starring Nicholas Hammond. The character also helped kids learn to read on the Electric Company. And in the 1970s, there was even a Spider-Man rock opera, along with an endless web of Marvel merchandise.
If it had Spider-Man on it, I probably owned it. I've got sleeping bag, bath towel, toys. I'm sure there were some pajamas along the way.
Cool Spidey outfit.
Thanks.
In 2002, the Arachnids' fame skyrocketed with the release of the movie blockbuster Spider-Man. The film and its merchandise grossed $1 billion, an amount doubled with the 2004 sequel.
Of all of the comic book characters that have been translated to film, Spider-Man may be the best executed so far because they really, really hit right on Peter Parker's persona. They've got his sense of humor, his great fun at first discovering his powers. And Tobey Maguire is a really good dual personality.
Everything that made Spider-Man popular and is still making him popular in the books, it's on the screen.
I think I have a superhero stalker.
I was in the neighborhood.
It's easy to see how Spider-Man and the rest of the superheroes climb to the top of the pop culture universe. Superheroes fight the battles their fans wish they could, offering certainty in an uncertain world.
Holy heart failure!
It's the fantasy of a person being able to have superpowers and save the day.
Who wouldn't want to be able to fly through the sky?
Who wants to watch The Common Man? I don't know if you've noticed, The Common Man blows. If I want to watch The Common Man, I'll look in my house.
I got him! Oh boy.
We'll take it from here.
They're the